Good morning, everybody. Just fetch the mic a little bit closer to my mouth. I might be a little bit better. So I'm just monitoring my stream. Want to hear myself talk, then I'll mute that and then we'll jump on in. How are we all today? How are things going? Can you believe only 8 more sleeps till Christmas? Oh, yeah, I've just heard myself, so let me turn that down. So, do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to get my wife one day to come in and take a photo of my streaming setup whilst I'm actually streaming. Because I've got an iPad, I've got an external monitor for my Mac, I've got my Mac, I've got another iPad which I use to control my switching, I've got another iPad, and then I've got the phone, all going at the same time. So quite a lot of electronics in here. Good morning to Blonde Scales 1, welcome to you from Arkansas. So I've got some live chat coming in now. Let's give this another couple of minutes and then we'll jump on into today's topic. How are your preparations going for Christmas? I thought, you know what? I thought we'd start off with... I've got something in my mouth, there we go. We'll start off with a Christmas joke. It's about one of only a very few number of Christmas jokes I know. So Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Darth Vader, here we are. Merry Sithmas on my t-shirt. Anyway, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, they were fighting with their lightsabers going bish bash bosh, but you know, like they do bish bash bosh. And Darth Vader, he leaned into Luke and he said, I know what you're getting for Christmas. And then they carried on fighting bish bash bosh, bish bash bosh. Darth Vader leaned in again and he said, I know what you're getting for Christmas. And off they go again, bish bash bosh, bish bash bosh. For a third time, Vader leans in and says, I know what you're getting for Christmas. So Luke Skywalker, he says, look, hold it up. I've had enough. How do you know what I'm getting for Christmas? And Darth Vader said, I felt your presence. I know, really bad, isn't it? Not very good at jokes. But I thought, yeah, that's killed a little bit of time. So let's jump on into today's topic. So let me get my screens set up properly. Because we're going to jump on over to the screen. And where's the other one that I want? No, it's not that. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. This is... No, it's not that, Garry. Here we go. Right. Let's swap on over to the screen and see if... Oh, we've got some comments. Before we do that then, let's just quickly look through the comments. So we've got Jacob or Jakob. Good morning from Stockholm in Sweden. Oh, I bet it's cold there. I was watching... a video yesterday. A guy from the UK, YouTuber, has gone to Lapland, and I can't remember the name of the town. He did say the town, but he was staying in a glass igloo, and he was showing you like around the room, and then he was saying there's like a demister on the glass because the whole main body of it is all glass, and he was laid in bed and actually watching the Northern Lights. I thought that's amazing. Teresa, good evening. It's cold here in North Carolina. I bet it is. It's nice and warm here in Perth. It was 34 yesterday, which 34. I don't know. I can't remember. Do you know, I'll have to get a little calculator. Let me just do a quick 34C in. So no, that's 4. I want 34. So yesterday was about 34 Celsius, which is about 94 Fahrenheit. Beautiful weather. But, I mean, we're at the start of summer now. Alia Rose, welcome here from Pennsylvania. Blonde Scales 1. Get her on the stream. My wife refuses to come on the stream. I keep asking her. She gives me a 2-word answer every time, and the second word's off. I'll let you guess what the first one is, but yeah, she's... doesn't want to come on the stream, which is a shame because I think she'd have fun if she did. David Anderson, good morning from the UK. Welcome to you, David. We've got John from New York. Cool shirt, yeah. It's came from a shop called Big W. It was just, something different, and it ties in, the Star Wars, which is one of my interests. So I thought, yeah, perfect. Alia Rose, oh no. Okay, let's go back to there. Oh, there's still some more comments to come. I don't know why my Mac, it lags behind with the comments. So I know I keep saying this every week. So what I have to do is go up and then down. Come on, refresh. There we go. I think that's got it. Let me move this back. You can tell how old a fake tree is by the number of rings of tape on the box. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I'm with you with that. Alia Rose, we've got an emoji. Tom, good evening from Atlanta. So we're quite a wide spread of people again. Teresa, love the joke. My daughter is a Star Wars fan. I'll have to share that one. Yeah, it's one of those jokes I've known. Oh, going to be 20 years, but it's just, I roll it out every year at this time. Donna, welcome to you. Jacob, it's about -7 Celsius right now. Not that scary. Yeah, the guy that went to Lapland, he was saying when he arrived it was -20. And I thought, oh dear, that's a little bit on the cold side. Blonde scale's 1 lol. And then, although it's not showing up on here, come on, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Let's go down. And then Santa, welcome to you. So let's swap on over and hopefully the gods will work for me. Because last time I tried sharing my screen, it didn't work very well. So here's my screen. So what I'm going to be doing, like I did earlier this year, I did a fountain pen tournament. So that's where I took 8 pens and then it was just like a knockout over a number of weeks. It takes about 2 months to do in total. Eliminating pens each round. So as we go down. So I'm planning to do that starting in January of next year. Now, why we're looking at this now is I thought, because I like to be a little bit in advance and I need to obviously fill the pens and get them tested out before I start recording, I'm going to start picking the pens now. And I thought, what better way to do it than to actually do it on the stream. So then everyone can see. Now, as part of this, as we go through, there may be some which we want to change. And I'll, again, drop in comments if you think there should be any that should be swapped. In the tournament I did earlier this year, I did do one swap. Because when I did my random draw, it gave me a Jinhao 992 against a Pilot Custom 823. And I thought that's just not fair. So happy to swap things as we go through if it gives us a little bit more of a fair draw. Because I want to give each pen a chance to shine. So let me just close that. So what we're going to do, there's my script for today. You've just had a little bit of a sneak peek. Let me just reposition this. So this website here, random.org, this is what we're going to use to actually do the actual draw. So this is a random number generator, which I thought is perfect for what I want. And I've got a minimum number of 1 because my first entry is on line 1. And then I've got 108 different pens that we're going to choose from. And these 108 pens, they're here in this spreadsheet. And they're in ascending price order. So what we're going to do is start building up the spreadsheet. Here, this is my spreadsheet. So this is what we'll fill out. Then I'll update the graphic later of what's going to be in the draw. So let's hit that generator number. So we'll go and generate. So the first pen is from row 29. This is going to be an interesting one. This is the Parker Jotter. Now the Jotter that I've got, it doesn't actually have the Jotter nib. I lost that down the sink. What's actually got is a Kaweco nib. So that's going to be quite interesting. And then that's going to go up against, let's go and run that generator again. 79. So back to the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet program I use is called Numbers. It's made by Apple. 79 is the Retro 51 Tornado. So that's the, what is the name of that? I'm looking at the Lincoln version of the Tornado. So it's like a coppery finish to it. Right. Round 2, or heat 2. The first pen, 55. So let's go 55. That's the Hondian N8. That's the Flying Feathers version. And going up against that, number 76. And 76 is the Monteverde Ritmer. Oh, that'll actually be quite a good showdown, that one. Monteverde Ritmer. Do you know, look at that, I cannot type Monteverde, and it's not the Rotmar, it's the Ritmer. So that's round 2. Round number 3. We've got 42. 42. Cross Bailey Light. Now, I haven't used that pen for quite a long time. That's one of the nice things about doing it this way. You know, I'm going to actually get to use pens that, like there's a Cross Bailey Light and that Parker Jotter that I don't often use. So this is a way of fetching them in and exploring them a little bit. And that's going to go up against number 61. So 61 is the Twisby Eco. Not sure which one I'm going to pick yet. I might pick the one with the stub nib because I do quite like that. I don't currently have an Eco inked up, so that'd be nice. And then the final round. So we've got number 25. Number 25. I have seen there's some comments. I will go back to them in a minute. Number 25, the Jinhao 9056. So that's a wooden pen. I believe I've changed the nib on that one. I can't remember if I put the old Jinhao nib back on, but I think it's got a broad Yoho nib on it. I will check when I take it out and look at inking it up. And the final pen is number 83. And that's the Ranga Santa. That's a pen I've had inked up this month. I was going to clean it out because we're nearly at the end of the month. And I think, is this the one that I've refilled? Or is this? I know, I'm just... So this one is virtually empty, so I'll be cleaning this out. So I will put a different ink into it. Not sure if I'll put the same ink as I put in that 9056. I'll think about that. So they are the 8 pens. Are there any that you think need to be changed to make them fairer? I will be honest, I don't think there is. I think we've got a nice balance here. Maybe that first one, but yeah, I think it's a nice balance in the way that we've got the draw made. So let me just go back to the comments while you have a think about that. I say drop an entry in the chat. I know you can drop a comment if you're watching this after, but drop an entry in the chat. Do you think there's any we should change? So we've got hello everyone from Michigan. I don't think I've got the comments showing up here. Do I need to move that up like that? Yeah, there we go. Now we've got the comments on. I had them set in the wrong order. So welcome to Marie. Hello to CJ's Hobbies. Welcome to you. Teresa. I could never compare my pens to find an overall winner. I'm fortunate enough to have some lovely pens. It'd be like picking a favourite child. You're right, it is. So what I do is I use my showdown formula. So I've got like a set mark. So I give a mark out of 10. And then, to be honest, the winner is the one with the highest score. Obviously, there's a little bit of me putting in there saying, you know, I do like this, and that might override it. But it's just a way to, you know, have a little bit of a fun way to try and explore some pens. And certainly by doing it over a number of weeks, I can get a bit deeper into some of them. Jacob is, what's your favourite pen? Yes. This is part of my problem. My favourite pen today may not be my favourite pen tomorrow. In fact, it might not even be my favourite pen in an hour's time. I think it all depends on what I'm doing. Like this month, I've been using obviously the Inkvent inks. I think I'd be torn between two pens. So I'd be torn between the Rangasanta and the Bennu Talisman, for which is my favourite at the moment. But that's purely because I've been using them. Today I'm using the Monteverde Ritma, so again, that might actually be, I might be tempted to say that's my favourite pen because it's the one I'm using today. Jacob, everybody, your favourite pens. CJ, comparing fountain versus ballpoints versus roller ball is hard to compare. I do have a video idea. It's been in my list for about 18 months. To actually do a video where I do that. So I've got a roller ball, I've got a ballpoint, I've got a fountain pen. I was also going to chuck in there, I know I'm fetching this up, I don't have my face on here. I've also got my pencil. So that's something which I'm going to do, just not sure when because I keep putting it off. CJ's hobbies. Favourite pen is a handmade Pica pen with a number 6 architect nib. I do like my handmade pens, so I've actually where are they? I've got 4 of them inked up at the moment. I'll just switch to the main camera for this. Got 4 inked up, so I've got my Just Turnings here. This is the Mimas. This is black copper, I think he calls it. This is actually a resin he mixes himself. Again, from Just Turnings, I've got this. This is the Enceladus model, and this is Jonathan Brooks' Golden Blue Jay. I've got this one. This is by That Pen Bloke, and this is something special, I think he called it. It was like a resin he was playing around with. Very nice, very unusual. And I've got this Platypus Model 5 here. Not Model 5, Model 10, 3D printed pen. Let's put them away over there. I've also got, it's not inked up, so it's in one of my ink trays, my pen trays. Is it? Oh no, actually, I've got it out for something else. Here's another, not so much handmade one. This is a Nautilus. This is Jonathan Brooks' Primary Manipulation 3.5. And then I've got a Pens by Casey pen, which I believe is on the way. So, yeah, I do like my handmade pens as well. Teresa, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. It just changes all that often what the favourite pen is. I've got a new for me Pelikan M800. That's awesome. But I've also got an Asfine P20. That's one of the prettiest pens I've seen. And a Kaigaloo 316. That's a lovely, lovely pen. I've got recently received, if you've been watching my Inkvent videos, I did get a P20 as well from my wife. I have filmed the first impressions for it. Can't remember when it comes out. It's sometime soon though. So let's go refresh the comments. I lost my mouse again. Do you know, I tell you, I could do with being able to control the computer through my brain. That'd be so much easier. The one pen I would hurt someone over is my grandma's Schaefer Balance. Yeah, I can understand that. One of the pens I don't use very often, I've got a Parker Sonnet, which was given to me by some of my grandkids back in 2009. Absolutely wouldn't. So I didn't highlight the comment. That, it's absolutely, no matter, it's not the best writer. It's not the most consistent. It's not a pen I wouldn't part with. John, the new Kaigaloo 356 is nice. It's a cigar version of the 316. I'm going to make a note of that. Kaigaloo 356. So that I've made a note to add that to my to buy list. So that'll be on my, hopefully we might look at getting that next year. Alia Rose, I can have a favourite for a purpose or category or aesthetic. That's a word I always struggle to speak, to say. But overall favourite is currently impossible. Yeah, it is. I say this is part of the reason why I want to do this tournament. Let me go back to the tournament list screen. There we go. I just think it's a nice way to, as I say, to explore the pens and see what's going on. John, my best pen My best pen is the Mont Blanc 146, but I wouldn't call it my favourite though. Probably the Aloha Blue Leonardo Memento Zero. Yeah, Leonardos are lovely, aren't they? Again, actually I've got two here. I've got two handy. I've got, let's go back to the camera. This is the Grande, the Memento Zero Grande. This is in blue Hawaii. Beautiful colouring. First Leonardo I've got. And I've also got this is the Ferrari in white salt. Absolutely love this white salt. It's such a simple colour, but it works so well. Let's refresh the comments. Teresa, yes, I had to decide between that one and the 316 and decided I like the 316 design best. It reminds me of a Leonardo. I think it's a P20. I think I may have actually mentioned it in the first impressions. Very, very similar to a Memento Zero to me. I think I may have actually compared it more to the Moonman or Marchon M800, which is definitely very similar. Blonde Scales 1, I do enjoy writing with it too. To be honest, that's the key thing though, isn't it? Do you enjoy writing with it? I mean, a pen, I said this problem with this Sonnet, it just sits in the case. Is that the best use for it? It's not getting the love it deserves, but yeah, it's interesting. Blonde Scales 1, I'm just glad she apparently had it worked on at some point, so I didn't have to mess about putting in a new sack. Yeah, this is one of the things which puts me off. I do keep sometimes thinking, shall I look at some like vintage type pens, but I'm not very handy, to say the least. I'll go back to the screen. We've had enough of seeing that screen. I'm not very handy, to say the least, so yeah, that's one of the things which I think is a bit dubious to me. Marie, my best pen is my Pilot Custom 823. Yeah, I love mine. Is it inked up at the moment? No, it's not. It's not even behind me. I thought I'd inked it. Oh well. It's not currently inked up anyway. I thought it was. It's not in that tray. I've got that many inked up pens at the moment. Let me just go and look. One final one. Yes, it is. It's inked up here. There we go. There's my Pilot Custom 823. Absolutely love it. It's inked up because it's going to be next month's pens in use. So I've been doing the prep work for that this week. Very sneak peek. Next month's pens are already loaded in here. This is the latest pen roller my wife's made for me. So we've got Spider-Man 1 now. And here we've got the 8 pens ready to be filmed. And I'll be aiming to film that tomorrow. I'm recording a number of these a bit early because obviously with Christmas, my wife said something about if I record on Christmas, she'll do various things to my anatomy. So I won't be recording Christmas Day, so I've had to fetch these recordings forward a little bit. Where's the mouse gone? There we go. So, any more comments? CJ, during ink vent time, any pen that can be cleaned easily so that I can use a new ink every day at work. Yeah, that's a good idea. So far, I haven't put any of the ink vent inks into some pens. What I'll be doing once I've got all the ink vent inks there, so what's that, another 8 days, then I'll be picking my top 5 from them. I'm guessing it's going to be quite difficult this year because although the inks are nice so far, there's only a couple that have really grabbed me. So that's something I'll be looking at. Klaus, welcome to you. There you go. Welcome to you. Again, let's check for comments and then we'll move on to the pens. Right, so let's swap cameras. So we're going to the iPhone camera this time. So what pens have I been using this week? So we'll start with the pens that I've been using all week long. So these are the ones I use to write my comments. I replied to somebody the other day, was saying, you can tell how much sleep I've had. If I've had a really good night's sleep, I tend to be more sarcastic in my comments than if I've had a bit of a rough night. This first one though, Visconti Breeze. This is the blueberry, I think it's blueberry colour. Cartridge converter. Very little ink left. So this is actually going to get washed out later on today. This has got a broad nib. It's a very nice pen to write with Visconti Breeze. It was the cheapest Visconti I could get. I think I've said that a few times. So this was 163 Aussie dollars. Not cheap. Steel nib. The ink is Diamine Bliss. Nice blue ink. I like the colour of this ink. Well, I'm calling it blue, more like turquoisey. Because that's empty, I've then swapped in the TWSBI Draco. Again, very nice pen. Brought this in because it was inked up already. I'd been using it for other things. So we've got here a TWSBI Draco. Again, we've got a broad nib. This one is 215 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Pure Pens. This is a Welsh company. They do make their own ink, but this actual ink is made for them by Diamine, and it's People's Charter. If I remember, we'll come back and have a quick look at this. It's beautiful coloured ink. It's like I want to call it like a burgundy type colour. Reminds me a little bit of things like Writer's Blood or Rot's Blood, but it's got a gorgeous green sheen to it. We then get into the daily pens. Let me just move that one in there because that's getting cleaned out. So my first daily pen. This was used on Sunday and also yesterday. This is the Bennu Talisman in Dragon's Blood. Now when I take my photos of these, the sparkle doesn't show up very well. But on this camera, you can really see it sparkling. Very nice. I'm agitating this because I obviously want to get it mixed up. But the other reason I'm agitating is it's got a shimmer in it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I struggle to see the shimmer. And I'm not sure why. But I've always struggled to see the shimmer in this ink. It's another one. We've got a cartridge converter. Let me just keep... there is some ink in there. It's about, half full. At the end of the month, I think I'm going to clean this out. Because it's had a shimmer in, like most of my pens that have had a shimmer ink in, I will pull the nib and feed and run that through my ultrasonic to get it nice and clean. So this is the Bennu Talisman. It's a broad nib, a bit of a pattern so far. Price on this, 230 Aussie dollars. The ink is Diamine. Best wishes. So I'm having some problems with this. I'm guessing it's because of that shimmer. Let me just fetch in that TWSBI again and do, because I've... Look at, again, like with the TWSBI, we'll come and look at this ink, see how it dries. So Tuesday's pen, or Monday's pen should I say, losing my days. This is also the pen I'm using today. This is the Monteverde Ritma. Nice weighty pen. Really feel the weight on that. Let me just... Right, so we'll take that body off. It was half off. This is still a bit of ink in it. Not a lot. So this one will be, again, going to be cleaned out after I finish using it today. It's very nice. I do like this olive colour. So here we've got this is how low it is. There we go. The Monteverde Ritma. It's the first time I've had an issue getting it writing. I think it's because it's low on ink. Do you know what? It's another broad nibbed pen. Bit of a pattern. That's 4 in a row. The ink, Diamine, Mistletoe. So this is the standard ink. Remember there to do that. So that's a Monteverde Ritma. Excuse me a second. Tuesday's pen by Narwhal. This is the Narwhal Skull Killing Poor Peter Navy. I may look at getting another one of these. I quite like the look of, I think it's like a crimsony one. Is it Dragonet Sapphire or something like that? It's got a lot of red in it anyway. So I don't know, I keep humming and hawing about that. Because I do have this, I've also got another school kill in, what colour is it? It's a paler blue. The name will come to me sometime anyway, maybe later on. If it comes to me, I will let you know. Just going to move this paper up. This paper, by the way, Midori MD cotton pad. It's like a slightly cream colour. On the camera, it comes over a lot whiter than it is. I think that's because that's down to the white balance. So if I fetch in, this is a sheet of white printer paper, you can see now better the difference. So we've got here a piston filling pen, not sure if I mentioned that, a narwhal, school kill. Guessing named after the Schuylkill River. And just to be different, we've got a medium nib in here. The price of this is actually also 92 Aussie dollars. The ink, Diamine, Ruby Blues. Nice blue ink, also has some nice subtle red sheen to it. Again, once we've gone through all the pens, we'll come back and that's another one we'll look at. Another pen that's nearly empty, and I'm shaking it because it's got a shimmer ink in it. This is the Retro 51 Tornado. So this is actually one of the pens that were picked for the draw. I will fill this with a different ink. What I'll do is I'll put in a standard ink, not a shimmer ink. Not sure what yet. I might put Diamine Ancient Copper. Or I may try an orange ink. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a think on that one. Cartridge converter. There we go. As you can see, virtually no ink. I'm not sure if it'll even write, and because it did run out completely during the week. 1.1 stub nib. Love the nib on this. Very, very nice. Yeah, I thought it was. Let me just try priming the feed. I've moved the converter all the way down, see if that's helped. Nah, completely dry. So that's a Retro 51 Tornado. The ink that I had in here is Diamine Vintage Copper. So that's like a coppery coloured ink with beautiful coppery shimmer in it. Up next, we've got the Conklin All American. Got loads of this red staining in, so once I've finished with this fill, I'm going to run the body through my ultrasonic cleaner. I'll even give it a wash with some like dish soap, see what I can do to try and clean it out. Because it's a shame that this red is staining it. What had happened, the previous converter, I've actually replaced the converter. The converter leaked and I had red ink all over the inside, which is how it's got down here. Cartridge converter. Broad nib. Beautiful Yoho. People do keep sending me things how to properly pronounce Yoho. I just cannot get my mouth around it. I don't know why. I just cannot pronounce it, using the proper German pronunciation. But I try to at least pronounce it so people know what I'm talking about. So this is a Conklin All American. Broad nib. Price wise is $194. That Retro 51, by the way, was 145 Aussie dollars. The ink is Diamine Appletini, one of last year's inks. Appletini. And the ink, this was actually picked by people on this stream a couple of weeks ago. Nice shading ink, very nice, very pretty green. Bit on the bright side for me, but I still quite like it. It's one of those inks I don't use often enough, which is why I was glad actually when people picked it the other week. The final pen, this is the Wrangler Santa. So this is another one that's been picked in the draw. Beautiful pen, beautiful colours. Yes, it's called Santa, but the colouring could be used at any time of the year. It doesn't necessarily just need to be used for Christmas. Although obviously that's the time of year I bought it to use. Got cartridge converter in here. There we go. And the ink in here is Diamine All the Best. Now, again, not a lot of ink. Let's see if this one is still writing. Brilliant. Yep, Ranga. I'm just shaking it, Santa. I want to try and get the shimmer that's in here, give that a chance to get going. Price-wise, it was 145 Aussie dollars. The ink, Diamine, All the Best. Didn't do my swipes on a couple of those. Let's do my swipe on the Appletini. Then use the wrong finger there. And let's go for Ruby Blues. Okay, let's take a closer look at these inks, see if anything comes out. So the Bliss, I'm not expecting anything, it's a standard ink. There with the Draco, with the Pure Pens People Charter. Coming out with the loads of green sheen to me. Virtually every letter has got a nice sheen to it. Not sure though, I don't think that's coming out over the camera. Best Wishes. So again, we've got like a teal base. There's a red sheen to it. And not sure if it's coming out on here, but occasionally you do see hints of like a blue shimmer. Mistletoe is another standard. Ruby Blue, so again I say mainly blue, but you can see hints of red sheen. I quite like this. The red sheen isn't in your face, but it's enough there that it gives character. Appletini, this is another one which is a standard ink. Then the Santa, so we've got that same, very similar to the People's Charter, so that like a deep burgundy, deep crimson type base. I would say we've also got a red sheen, but we've also got in here, and I do see loads of this, especially on the A here in Diamine, of a gorgeous blue shimmer. Looks very nice. So that's the pens I've been using this week. Let's move on over back to the main camera and we'll go through the comments. So here we go. Wow, loads of comments. Blonde Scales 1, be glad you didn't threaten the pens too. I know what you mean. That would not have been nice. Teresa Harris, any unusual Christmas traditions where you live? Hard to say. There's like a lot of the standard things, so there's a lot of like carol concerts, stuff like that. Problem is, although we've been here now about 17, 18 years, still not used to it being warm for Christmas. You know, growing up in the UK, Christmas was always cold. And here, you know, most Christmases, you're talking 30 degrees plus. I mean, we had one year where it was over 40. And although we do still have a traditional Christmas dinner, it's just not the same. And it's like things like, you know, putting up your Christmas tree and the lights on it. When it's too bright to really see them, what's the point? When we were in the UK, we used to decorate all the outside of the house, you know, with all different like models and stuff. Over here, again, what's the point? So no, not really. It's just more, you know, Christmas markets, Christmas carol concerts, stuff like that. Jacob, Twisby's are nice. Yeah, I think Twisby is a good, consistent maker. Don't get me started about the Draco. That's one of the few that I like to whinge about. Marie, I'm a Bennu fan and have several. There's a new one at Goulet's pen that is gorgeous called Earl Grey Tea. I saw that yesterday. Was it Drew was showing it off? And I was thinking, wow, that's interesting actually having tea leaves in it. I have seen the, is it the limited edition, the hand-painted Christmas one? Shame it's teddy bears on it, that's not for me. But I was thinking, wow, that's different. Elia Rose, my husband strongly hinted that I have a glow-in-the-dark Bennu waiting for me under the tree. So excited, I bet you are. Oh, sorry. That'll be so nice. I've only got that one Bennu, mainly because most of them for me are too sparkly. I like this Dragon's Blood, it's very nice. I do always, you know, you may have seen on previous videos, I often refer to this as a Christmas pen though, because it's the glitter. Alia Rose, lucky you. Definitely lucky you. Let me scroll down. Oh, come on. I use OBS for doing the streaming, and my comments, they're in Google Chrome. I don't like Google Chrome at the best of the time, but for some reason, although it's all YouTube products, they don't seem to work very well together. Well, OBS isn't a YouTube product, but Chrome and YouTube are. Okay. I think grey tea is the ink and the pen is a sailor. I was looking at that one and it's already sold out. I'm not surprised. I think Goulet seem to sell out quite a lot with their specials. I will be honest with you. I watch virtually every Goulet pens video they release. I just find both Drew and Brian so interesting to listen to. I also listen to their podcasts that they do. You know, really, it's like listening to two comedians sometimes. Blonde Scales 1. I like my one Bennu, and I really like the price I paid for it. Yeah, Bennu have very good prices. Difficulty at the moment in Australia is exchange rates, and I've mentioned that before. Makes a lot of pens very expensive. Blonde Scales 1. What Bennu do you have? And that's the 4-leaf clover talisman. Lost me comments. Yeah, there we go. Up. There we go. Lucky. Yeah, definitely. I'm having a 4-leaf clover. That's lucky as well. Alia Rose. That pen's delightful. That's a nice one. But I just love just about. But I start again, Garry. That's a nice one. But I love just about all of them. I see they do look nice. It's my biggest issue. Sparkle. Too much sparkle for Garry. That's a nice one, Blonde Scales, but I know I've already had that one. Why isn't that comment showing? And there we are. Last day, that'd be nice. A 14-karat gold nib in my Lamy All Star. I've only got the one All Star, and that's got a 1.5 stub nib. Absolutely love that combo. That's, you see it on most of my videos. That's what I use for my titles. Teresa, my mistake. I was thinking of the endless pens for greying and a sailor pen set. Yeah, I think I remember the one you're on about there. Marie, does anyone have a pen they are hoping to buy soon? How big a list do you want? What pens would I like to buy soon? I've been buying a lot of handmade pens this year, and I'd like to get some more of those. One pen, Magrail pen, that I'd love to buy, and it's a lot of money, is the Visconti Homo sapiens Dark Ages. So it's the one which is all black, but it's still got that lava material. That's the one that I go when I want to look at something and go. That's the pen I go and look for. Any other pens? Well, I'll say I've got a massive list, but yeah, I think to me, I'm into these handmade pens at the moment, and I've seen a couple of wooden ones which I want to look at as well. Again, handmade, which I think look quite nice. Blonde Scales 1. Caught it on sale during Cult Pen's birthday sales. Ended up getting it for just over $70. That's good value. I'm assuming that's US dollars. Marie, I'm pondering the Platinum 3776. Yeah, I've been looking at the. I've already got a 3776 in the Burgoyne colour, and that's got a medium nib. And I have been looking and toying with. I'd like to try one with the music nib. I think that'd be quite interesting. Marie, I desperately want a Leonardo Cosmic Dust pen. I haven't seen that one. I found I don't look too much at Leonardo pens at the moment because there was just so many of them coming out that, to me, they look nice, but they're losing that like special thing, or what makes them special. I think there's just too much choice, which is a shame because the actual pens are lovely. Marie, making me jealous. Marie, I'll have to look that one up. Teresa. Let me go. Come on. Alia Rose, I've been trying to buy a snowflake nib pen BBS. 2 eBay auctions fell through and my Amazon order has shipped. I don't think I've seen a snowflake pen BBS. I haven't really bought any of them for a while. They stopped being not interesting, but they stopped like grabbing my attention. Blonde Scales 1 is lol. Marie, that cosmic dust is gorgeous. Whereabouts is, let me see, press the wrong button, let me get my thing. Wonder if I can pull it up here. Leonardo Cosmic Dust. I'm just wondering what it looks like. So by the look of it, this is it a Pen Chalet exclusive? Let's wait. Come on, reload. It's ever such a slow. Could be coming from Australia. It seems to be slow. Come on, sometime this century would be nice. Let's try again. Leonardo Cosmic Dust. Pen Chalet website seems to be really slow at the moment. Just seeing if we can get a picture up on it. That's Stardust. Give it one last go. Could be we're all hitting Pen Chalet at the same time. So there's a bit of a video. Are there any pictures? No, by the look of it, it's just a video. Let's just quickly go to the screen anyway. Very pretty colours in this. So it's a supernova. Very nice shim. It's not just some pictures, it's just that by the look of it, just this video. Oh no, there's a bit of a picture to it as well. Ooh, very nice. Anyway, let me go back to the camera. I think I might have broke Pen Chalet now. Jacob, how was it? I used the Z52LX, been thinking about getting a 14K nib. Blonde Scales 1, I've been starting to plot out some orders for next year. Yeah, I have to do them really, really far in advance. Marie, my low buy is not working out so well. Marie, that does tend to happen, for sure. Blonde Scales 1, it's been a long time since I bought off eBay. To be honest, here I don't buy much off eBay. Most of the pens obviously are based in the US, and it's just so much. Sorry, I'm just scratching my back. It's just so much for shipping, that's half the problem. So Z58 fine nib, so that's that 14 karat gold nib. Jacob, I like the Apple Teeny. Yeah, the Apple Teeny is quite nice. Say for me, I love the shading. It's just a bit bright. I do like green inks, but I like more like the Sherwood green. So some of the darker inks. Take a look at, I think it was yesterday's Inkvent ink from. That's talking about nice inks or nice greens. And I don't want to talk too much about Inkvent because it'll spoil. Same, it's so vivid and cheery. Yeah, it is. It's definitely a nice cheery ink, and I think for this time of year it's brilliant. So dreaming of a white Christmas for sure is a dream. Christmas, yeah, Chris lives in Toowoomba, which I believe is Queensland. Christmas Day in Australia is either stinking hot or pouring rain. The first year we were here, we did try having a barbecue for Christmas Day, but it just didn't seem the same. That's why we've gone back and we. Sorry, my brain's just gone dead. Yeah, so Christmas Day is very interesting. Yeah, it's either very hot. I think at the moment the forecast for next week is 30, so it should be quite nice. This next one, where am I? How do I do this? I'm removing the thing. That's not anything to do with what we talk about here, so goodbye. Not sure if I can. Teresa, yeah, I've removed the comment. Marie, Goulet Pens podcast is so fun. Absolutely, I think they're so fun. The podcast I missed, and I know that it was that he was busy. I used to quite enjoy the Pen Boy Roy podcast as well. Jacob, don't have a Z58 nib in here in Sweden, only Z55, Z56 and Z57, but they are quite expensive, about €130. Yeah, Marie, that's done. This is a problem because I get behind on looking at the comments. That's why it takes sometimes, but as soon as I get to it, I will block. Blonde Scales 1, I finally into my AL Star. How are you finding it? I know it sounds weird. I don't like the Safari, but I love the AL Star. Exact same body, exact same shape, just different material, and weird it is. I have a look and pay only €65. That's not bad. What do you think about the new Visconti Mariposa? I will be honest with you, I haven't looked at it. I will have to take a look. I just think Visconti pens are very expensive for what they are. As I said, my Grail pen, that Visconti Homo Sapiens Dark Age, I keep looking at it and going all the time, but it's over 1,000 Aussie dollars. And when I think about spending that much money on a pen, I really have to question my sanity. As much as I'd like to say, yes, I do want one, but I don't know if I'd ever dare use it. I'd be that worried if I broke it. Blonde Scales 1, so that, this was talking about the question earlier where she said about $70. Big thank you to, I've got to get lean close because I can't read. One, Mr. Goodman, thank you very much for that $5 super thanks. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Chris Robinson, I've lost my mouse. Here we go. Chris Robinson, here we go. So we've got here, eBay is good for Chinese pens, not so much for others. I've got to be honest, my Chinese pens I do tend to get from AliExpress. I need to start looking on eBay. I have looked on Temu for the pens, but they don't seem to have as much of a selection. And I've got to be honest, I just noticed my bad hair day. There we are. That's flattened it down a bit and then show the receding hairline. So you didn't need to know that, did you? Yeah, so I need to look at eBay. I need to spread out. Temu just don't seem to have as much choice for me. Brian and Drew play off each other so well. That's part of what makes the Pencast so fun. Yeah, I think it is. I think you can tell that they've known each other for years. I'd love to be a fly in the wall in their office because I bet it's such a fun atmosphere to be in. What happened to Pen by Roy? Haven't seen in a while. So the last thing was, I think it was Tom Otto said on, I don't know if it was maybe in one of his emails or on his social media, that Pen by Roy was busy. There was, had a lot of stuff with work, and so obviously that's got to be the priority. But yeah, it was so fun. I used to like watching them. I used to like his videos, his reviews as well. I loved the format. Blonde Scales 1, liking the AL Star so far. Awesome. I say I love my 1.5 stub nib. I may get another one, another AL Star, but I don't know. We'll have to see what next year's colours are if there's one which grabs me. So that's all the comments for the moment. Let me get my script up. So last week's videos. Quick mouthful of tea. I don't know if I showed you. Today we've got the Spider-Man mug. It goes actually quite well with that Spider-Man pen roll. And I've just got mint tea, peppermint tea today. So yeah, last week's videos. I've lost it again. I'm not having a good day. Okay, so last Sunday, December's inked pens. There was only 10 of them. It was the smallest number of inked pens that I've had in my series since I've started doing that. Next month there's going to be a lot more because I've already inked up 5. I've already inked up about another 10 pens for videos that will be coming out during January. So yeah, next month will be a lot longer. Tuesday, I took a look at, just to lean back in the chair for a bit, I think, at my favourite Moonman pens. So, you know, it's like everything. They were the favourites on that day. If I picked that same selection again today, chances are it would be a little bit different. It was quite nice though. I quite enjoyed that. I like looking at where we can look at a number of pens in one go. Friday was my half-time report. So that was just, you know, how I'm getting on with my pens. And then yesterday, over on Twicky, yesterday over on Tricky Little Questions, it was quiz time, so it was 10 true or false quiz questions. I love doing these quiz questions. It was a really interesting one to film. Videos coming up. So this afternoon, I've got a focus on the Marchon or Moonman M600S. So that's a pen, a bit like a Parker Duofold type pen. Again, I keep saying with everything, I love it. This is a problem. I love all my pens, apart from one. You know, not that I'm not mentioning any names, but Tuesday's video. So we're starting to take a look at some of the gifts that my wife got me during Inkvent. Just let me get my list so I've got the right day. So on day number 13. So on the 13th, she gifted me a Galen leather pen box with the tray separators in it. So what I'm doing on Tuesday, I'm doing a first impressions on that. So taking a little bit of a closer look. Friday's video, which for some reason is showing up as being Thursday. It's not, it's Friday. Again, part of the Inkvent ones. This is from day number 4. I do my first impressions of the Asvine P20. So I mentioned earlier on about that. I've just seen a comment. I will answer that in a second. So, yeah, that's coming up on, where would you get to, Friday. Next Saturday, on Tricky Little Questions, it's sort of a fact-based one. What I did, I've actually don't have the book anymore. I've recorded the video and we gave the book to a family we know with young kids because at the end of the day, you know, my son's 27. He doesn't really want the book that we were reading. I got a kid's book, Christmas story, like a Christmassy type story, and read through that. But what I did, a number of places, I veered off and looked at some of the actual signs behind what was being said. It was all about sprouts and the awful effect that sprouts have on some people's digestive systems. And then on Sunday next week, again, this is going to be, let me just check. Yeah, on Sunday this week, I'm taking a close look. I haven't filmed this during the week. On day 5, my wife gave me a pen case. Actually, yeah, this one. This is Star Wars. And there'll be a video coming out on Sunday taking a close look at that. And one of the things I found out about it is it's not actually a pen case. So there for you to look next Sunday, see what I mean about it. Books of the week. So this week, my books. I finished Moving Pictures by Terry Pratchett. And I've made a start on Reaper Man, also by Terry Pratchett. I absolutely love Death, as in Death, the character in the Terry Pratchett books. It's just so funny. It's just that all present being, and then suddenly he's not there doing his job, and the hilarity which comes from that. Really enjoying that. Now, I'm not sure. The normal plan would be, once I finish this, is I'd go back to a Terry Goodkind book, and I think it's Chainfire. I'm not 100% certain. So that's what I may start later this week. But depending how I get on with Reaper Man, depending when I finish it. I might stick with Terry Pratchett, jump ahead a bit, and read Hogfather, which is the one about their Christmas. Not sure about that yet, though, so I'll see how I feel later in the week. Okay, let's go back to the questions. My favourite Lamy is the LX with a grip from the Vista. Didn't like the dark one it came with. I've only got the Safari and the AL Star. I'm toying with getting a Lamy 2000. Why I'm toying with that is, obviously I'm monetized on the channel, and with doing the Inkvent videos, this month's payment is going to be quite a bit higher than previous months. So it will cover about 3/4 of the cost to get a Lamy 2000. So I'm thinking I might get that, partly because, you know, it's a pen a lot of people talk about, so I think it's going to be a good one to have a showcase on the channel and show on the channel. And, you know, again, it's one lots of people talk about, that they keep saying how much they like it. It's just not a pen that's ever really jumped out at me. So I think it's one I do need to explore. So that's something I'm thinking about. I like the super thanks that I had earlier on. That's money all goes towards buying things like that. So thank you very much for that. It all helps. Blonde Scales 1. Random question. Did you lose a letter on your next action sign, or is it blocked? Let's have a look. Every good YouTuber should have one of these. This is an IKEA plant. You know, one of the fake plants. Let's move that. Yep, I've lost an E. Yes, I know you got to have a quick look there at my sexy shorts. There you are. Thanks for pointing that out. That will be getting changed soon. Another video I'm going to be filming this week is doing my review of 2023. So each year I have a theme. So my theme for 2023 was the year of small. That's why a lot of these statements have all been about small. So I'm going to be talking a bit about that, what I learned from it, what I found from it. I'll then, the week after, I'll be filming the introduction for my 2024 theme. I think I know what it is. I'm just still working through the details, so I'm not going to share that on here. And let's advertise this. You'll have to look at the videos. But they won't be published on the Pen channel. They'll be published on Tricky Little Questions and also Next Actions, which is my personal productivity channel. Jacob, why are the wizards grumpy? I know, that's what I've always wondered. With those pangrams, I know a lot of people do the Quick Brown Fox. So when I was starting up, I wanted to do something different. And found there's loads out there. So the pangram, the idea is it's using every single letter of the alphabet. And I went for that because I love fantasy. You know, you may notice from the type of books I read. So I thought, well, that fits in with some of my other interests. That's the only reason I use it. And I do occasionally put my challenge one to it, which is about the Queen making the wizards drink their own toxic brew. Oh, that's my tea finished. We're into blackcurrant cordial now. Teresa, Galen leather, great gift. I bought my daughter an ocean blue Galen A5 folio for Christmas. She's not in the group, or I wouldn't dare tell this. Yeah, I bet you wouldn't. That'd be spoiling things. I've got the Crazy Horse version. There we go. Not actually currently loaded because I've got my new pen rolls, which my wife's making. So now, unless I'm going out, I don't really fill that up at home now anymore. So that just sits behind me. Blonde Scales 1, I'm eyeballing a Galen A5 folio. I do love it. I mean, I've had this, I want to say about 2 years now. I'll just fetch it out again. I got my initials put on there. You know, and you can see how it's aging now. And as it's aging, all this beautiful character coming into it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Good quality. You know, I've got in here a little B6 notebook that I keep in here. That's got all my pens that I'm currently using. A5 notepad fits there lovely. Very nice. Teresa, next year I'll get one myself. I couldn't afford two at the same time. I'm with you there, they are a bit on the pricey side. Sorry, my throat's starting to go. That was why I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw my wife bought me something from Gale & Leather. I think I've decided I don't like hooded nibs, so I'm not sure I'd like the Lamy 2000. I don't mind the hooded nibs, but yeah, I just don't know what it is about the 2000. It just visually does not grab me. It doesn't really grab me, which is a shame. Alia Rose, if you're not good at multitasking, definitely don't ink up a pen while watching a live stream like me. Diamond Spice Apple transformed my desk into a murder scene. I bet it did. I will be honest, I often, when I'm doing anything with my pens, I've normally got something going on in the background. Like in the morning, I've already watched them this morning. When I was doing my daily writing this morning, I was also watching Miss Marilyn Darling. She was doing a day, 16 of Inkvent. So yeah, I do like to multitask, or I'm listening to podcasts. My wife looks at me because I don't normally multitask with anything else, but I just like to have something going on that I keep looking into. Blonde Scales, I want the purple if Vanessa gets theirs back in stock. Otherwise, I'll go blue. Mine is, which one is it in? I just moved it over. So here's my Lamy Ale Star. So this is like, is it dark purple? I think it was called. Absolutely gorgeous colour. Pop that back. Chris Robinson. There we go. Get the paper towel and the pen flush out. The things I keep handy. Use whatever brand you want. I always keep just a multi-purpose disinfectant. So when I'm inking anything up, spin that so it's actually facing my mouth. I just make sure I give everything a good spray down afterwards. I also make sure I'm wearing these because otherwise it goes all over my hands. I have got these to try. These like little finger ones. I saw them on Miss Marilyn Darling's show. I thought, yeah, let's give them a bash. Because I've got large hands, even the large gloves don't really fit that well. Tom Morley, yeah, this is another one I like. Sphinx of Black Quartz, Hear My Vow. Again, if you look at that, every single letter of the alphabet in there. Teresa, Atlas Stationers have got them in now. Well, that's worth it. Do you know, I keep looking at Atlas Station. Problem is, anything from America, it's the postage which kills. Alia Rose, I think that I did that, but I think now Pink Spots will need something more extreme. That's why I use that multi-purpose. I'm using that Pioneer Clean one at the moment. I've used different, just really depends. And what I do is when we go and buy a new one for the kitchen, I give my wife the one I'm using and I use a new one in here. Should do it the other way around, but that way at least we keep going. Tom Morley, whoops. Yeah, I don't worry about spelling. Blonde Scales 1. I've got a few other things I want from Vanessa 2. The colour of, that green on that folio is absolutely beautiful. I did eye up. Start again, Gary. I did eye up. Like the pen cases, but again, just the price. And now that my wife's doing these pen rolls, don't really need them anymore. But I do like that pen box. I was gobsmacked with that. The idea of it, and I go through that in the video on Tuesday. All my nice looking pens, that's what will be in there, so they're on display. Chris Robinson, I've had good luck with ammonia based cleaners like Pen Flush. Windex also works. When I get ink on my hands, I know this is not advice. I'm just saying what I do. Whether you want to do it or not, that's down to you and at your own risk. What I do when I get ink on my hands, I actually use Ajax liquid, scouring liquid, and use that to wash my hands. It takes most of the ink off really easy. Then a couple of washes with hand wash, and usually my hands are nice and clean. So, any more comments? Let me just refresh. Okay, so that's all the comments. My throat's starting to go. Thank you all for joining in today. Thank you all for your time. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Give the video a like. If you're watching this after, please drop a comment down below. Love to get your feedback. Love to get people's comments. Anything we've talked about, let's get that conversation going. Please also, if you can, think about membership. Say membership, all that does is it helps me with future purchases, and members, they get videos early. So Tuesday's video will actually be going up today for members. It's ready in my queue. I've just got to hit the publish button, which if I remember to do will be done sometime in the next half an hour. I'm planning on sometime in the early next year to do a live stream purely for members. So I want to try and start looking at that. Might not be every month, but maybe at least every couple of months we might start doing a live stream. So thank you all. So please consider membership if you can. Some little comments. So thank you all. Have a great week and a Merry Christmas. Bye all. Have a next week. Just for in case you were planning, I am planning to do a live stream next week and also on New Year's Eve. So there will still be live streams next week if you want to join us. I'm assuming a lot of people will be busy, so don't feel you have to, but we will be live streaming next Sunday or Saturday where you are. So please join me then. So thank you all, and I'll talk to you again soon.